NASCAR built a racetrack inside of a historic football stadium, and this weekend they're going to broadcast it to the entire world. Let's preview the clash at the Coliseum. How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric. Welcome to Out of the Groove. I hope you've had a fantastic week. We've made it. One of the shortest off seasons in professional sports is now over. This weekend, NASCAR racing returns. We're going to talk all about the LA Clash at the Coliseum in just a moment, but first, our friends at SiriusXM NASCAR Radio are giving away 10 sets of tickets to the UNOH Fan Zone at Daytona for the dual races. That's right, you can click the link down below to enter for free or go to groovymotorsports.com/SiriusXM to enter. 10 lucky winners will receive a pair of UNOH Fan Zone tickets for February 17th, that's the Thursday. I'm gonna be there, you'll have the chance to say hi, and Dave Moody will also be there recording a live show from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, and he'll feature guests like Joey Logano, Kurt Busch, Richard Petty, and Rusty Wallace, among others. Icons of the sport, so be sure to enter that giveaway, again thanks to SiriusXM. They're also offering a free trial. Get your NASCAR fix 24/7 when you stream SiriusXM NASCAR Radio on the SXM app. You can get free access for 3 months to over 425 expertly curated channels. Enjoy ad-free music channels for every genre, specific music artists. Catch live play-by-play from every sport and live sports talk. Hear from the biggest names and brightest stars in entertainment. Listen at home or anywhere you are. Download the SiriusXM app to stream free for 3 months. You can click that link down below or head to SiriusXM.com/groovy offer to get that 3-month free trial. Thanks to SiriusXM for sponsoring this video. Now let's talk about the Clash. NASCAR has spent, according to them, well over $1 million to convert the LA Memorial Coliseum in Los Angeles, California, into a quarter-mile paved short track. They announced this back in September of last year. Reports last week say they're expecting a crowd of roughly 50,000. This Sunday, February 6th, there will be 6 hours straight of non-stop NASCAR coverage on Fox. The Sunday before the Super Bowl. The stars will be out in full force. Pitbull will perform for 45 minutes before the race. Ice Cube will come in during the short halftime intermission. And they got DJ ski spinning during all the caution periods. Grand marshals include former Raiders player Greg Townsend, former MLB pitcher Jim Abbott, 3-time Olympic gold medal beach volleyball player Misty May Traynor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who needs no further introduction to LA sports fans, and former Rams running back Eric Dickerson, also the single-season NFL rushing record holder. They also just announced a merchandise collab with FaZe Clan. Apparently that's also going to debut this weekend at the Clash. They're trying a lot of new and somewhat radical ideas, and it may work. Reports say that roughly 70% of ticket holders for this Sunday's Clash have never been to a NASCAR race previously. You know, that doesn't mean they're not necessarily NASCAR fans, but at least according to their Ticketmaster account, or StubHub, or whatever they used, they haven't been to any NASCAR races previously. And perhaps somewhat lost in amidst all the glitz and the glamour of Hollywood is the fact that this will also be the competitive debut of the all-new next generation car. This event is going to be unlike any NASCAR race we've seen before, but we'll talk about more of that in just a moment. The format for Sunday's event is unique, but also fairly simple. There are 36 cars on the entry list, and single car qualifying will then divide those 36 into 4 heat races. These 25-lap heat races will begin at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and the top 4 finishers in each race will advance to the main event, so 16 total. The rest will be divided in half and will compete in 2 separate last chance qualifiers. 10 cars per race, 50 laps per race. The top 3 finishers in each race will advance to the final. That gives us 22. That 23rd and final spot reserved in the main event will go to the driver who finished the best in last year's point standings who hasn't already advanced. So effectively, Kyle Larson, the defending series champion, is the only driver locked into the main event. The main event is simple. It starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's 150 laps. There will be a stage break, if you will, on lap 75. Teams will have 6 minutes to work on the car during this break. There are no live pit stops for any of these races, and caution laps as well will not count for the heats, the last chance qualifiers, or the main event. 150 laps straight up. We'll see which driver and team get all the glory Sunday evening. Now, NASCAR actually increased the purse money for this event. It's now nearly $2 million total. Doesn't all go to the winner, but they increased the purse money to, I think, help shoulder some of the extra costs teams have incurred by having to travel all the way across the country right before they have to come back for the Daytona 500. So glad NASCAR did that. Let's talk about the players. All the top names in NASCAR will be there. Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, and so on. This will be our first chance to see guys like Brad Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Ross Chastain, Austin Cindric, Harrison Burton, etc. First chance to see new drivers driving for new race teams. It'll also be our first chance to see some brand new sponsors and paint schemes. Of course, all the numbers slid forward. Some of them look really great. Like, oh gosh, Brad Keselowski's violet defense car. Oh, I love this thing. The classic Napa look is a little different, but I like it. Same with the FedEx look. I love that orange and purple gradient. Other familiar driver sponsor pairings have revealed new looks that are maybe less inspiring, like they finally changed the Shell Pennzoil scheme, but I'm not sure for the better. Now, who's the favorite to win this thing? It's really hard to say because this is a brand new car, the next gen, first race of the season. All we've seen up to this point is some testing, which is kind of hard to judge at this point. So it's really open-ended. I think anyone could realistically be the favorite this weekend. Right now, let's look at the latest betting odds from BetMGM. I found these on NASCAR.com. They've got Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin as the favorites, but as you can see, there's no just clear one or two drivers way above the rest of the field. Truex, Kyle Busch, Blaney Logano, like the top 8 or so there look very similar to how last year's playoffs ended. A few interesting names a little lower there, like Brad Keselowski, who's now in a Roush car, an RFK car. Tyler Reddick, California driver racing in his home state. I like that. Austin Cindric, who will be with Penske this year in the Cup Series. He's there. These are the top favorites, but I wanted to look at some of the maybe lesser favorites, some of the underdogs, if you will. Look at some of these odds. Ryan Preece is in a Rick Ware car, but he's going to get some help from Stewart Haas Racing. 100 to 1 odds, a good flat track, short track racer. I think Preece could surprise some people. I also think Eric Jones and Chris Buescher at 200 to 1 odds. I think that's a little low, especially considering they have Chris Buescher's teammate up there at like 20 to 1. And Landon Castle, who's in a Spire car, don't expect him to go out there and win, but at 1,000 to 1 odds, I might put a little down on him if I was a betting man, which I am not, so don't take any of my betting advice at face value, but it's tough to pick a favorite. My prediction is that William Byron will win. Think about it, NASCAR designed this track in iRacing. Byron's the best iRacer in the field. I don't know, I'm trying to piece together some sort of logic to make my prediction, but really it's a shot in the dark. I'm going with William Byron, it's just a gut feeling. Let me know who you think the favorite is down in the comment section below. Before we go, I want to talk about the bigger picture, because this race could have a couple long-lasting implications. If the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum is successful, meaning it races okay, there's not a million crashes, the track itself doesn't fall apart, if this race is successful, it gives NASCAR many more scheduling options to play with. Big stadiums exist in nearly every major US city: New York, Chicago, Houston, Boston, Seattle, etc., etc. This could also be NASCAR's ticket to go international, places like Mexico City, Toronto, maybe even Europe, London, maybe Japan, go to Tokyo again. NASCAR VP Steve O'Donnell even suggested this could give NASCAR some options to play with and go race at maybe some older, more grassroots short tracks in the United States. So needless to say, if this race goes off more or less without a hitch, NASCAR's scheduling team will get the green light to explore some very creative venues in the not so distant future. This next gen car could be extremely versatile and could be what helps make this whole thing happen. At the core of all of this, though, is NASCAR's clear attempt to reach new demographics, bring their sport, bring their product to audiences that otherwise don't pay much attention to stock car racing. NASCAR is rooted in the southeastern United States. It has been pretty much since its inception. They have pockets of fans in the Midwest, some places out west, but largely the sport's core fan base is still located in the southeastern US. And that's good, that's great, but NASCAR is a nationwide property, and I think in their eyes they've been missing out on other audiences all this time. They're running this race on the West Coast, in Los Angeles, the week before the city hosts the Super Bowl, which means there'll be a lot of football fans in the area seeing NASCAR in their face. They're bringing in artists like Pitbull, Ice Cube, the collaboration with FaZe Clan. They're bringing in gamers, celebrities that NASCAR's traditional audience likely wouldn't resonate with, but that new potential audiences might. All of this is an attempt to attract the attention from those who otherwise would not give NASCAR the time of day. Many longtime fans will look at this and say, oh, they're running from their roots again. I thought they said they weren't going to do this anymore. I can understand that perspective, but also look at it this way. It's a new short track. We've been clamoring for more short tracks for a few years now. Traditional fans, longtime fans have been the loudest voices advocating for more short tracks. NASCAR just built you one. Also keep in mind this is just an exhibition race. This isn't a points race. They're not moving the Daytona 500 to Portland. This race is supposed to be a show. And as much as traditionalists may wish it was still at Daytona, those traditional fans hadn't been showing up to the Clash in Daytona for years now. It was a dead event on the East Coast. Bringing it out west, putting it in a new venue, seems to have revitalized it, at least for the time being. So sure, they are chasing a new fan with this event. But if it's a great short track race, I don't see why traditional fans should worry about it. That's just my 2 cents, but that is the bigger picture surrounding this event. I hope it's successful because I want NASCAR and its executives to get creative with future schedules. I want to see NASCAR and stock car racing make inroads with new fans, the same way Formula One has been able to do here in the US. Race cars are cool. I hope NASCAR sends that message this weekend, and I think they will. Share your thoughts down in the comment section below. What are your feelings going into the Clash? It is here. It's not weeks away, months away. It is here. There's practice and qualifying tomorrow. The race is on Sunday. I'm gonna be there in person for the race. I can't wait. Hope to see a lot of y'all out there, but share your thoughts down in the comment section below. I look forward to reading them. But that's gonna do it for this episode. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. As always, a big thank you to my amazing Patreon supporters as well. I truly appreciate your support every single month. It helps this channel grow. Couldn't do it without you guys. Again, thank you to SiriusXM for sponsoring this show. Be sure to take advantage of their special offers and special giveaways down in the description below. I will see you all this weekend in Los Angeles for the Clash. Hope you all have a good time watching it, whether in person or at home. I will see you again very, very soon.